In the swirling drama of Port Charles, Kirsten Storms' temporary departure from General Hospital has sparked intense speculation, with unconfirmed rumors suggesting a pregnancy might be the real catalyst behind her exit. While official statements point to a family relocation as the primary reason, fans continue to buzz about how this real-life twist could reshape Maxie Jones' on-screen fate. Kirsten Storms, the beloved actress who has portrayed the feisty and fashionable Maxie Jones since 2005, announced in July 2025 that she would be stepping away from General Hospital through at least the end of the year. In a candid Instagram video, Storms shared her excitement about moving to Tennessee with her 11-year-old daughter, Harper, whom she shares with ex-husband and fellow soap star Brandon Barish. "I'm very excited to be making Tennessee my home," she posted, emphasizing that the relocation was a long-held dream. She clarified that she had approached executive producer Frank Valentini in March, requesting time off without leaving the show permanently. To her relief, the network accommodated her, allowing a flexible hiatus that could see her return as early as November or December 2025. However, amid this official narrative, whispers of a pregnancy have circulated online and in fan communities, fueling dramatic theories about Storm's true motivations. Some reports and social media discussions speculate that the 41-year-old actress might be expecting, drawing parallels to her real-life pregnancy in 2013, when she welcomed Harper. Back then, Storms took maternity leave from the show, and her character Maxie was written into a storyline involving surrogacy and temporary absences. Could history be repeating itself? Fans point to unverified rumors suggesting that health considerations, including a possible pregnancy, prompted the move to a quieter life in Tennessee, away from the demanding filming schedule in Los Angeles. These speculations gained traction on platforms like Reddit, where users debated whether Storm's health challenges alluded to something more personal, such as expanding her family. Storms herself has addressed the rumor mill indirectly, urging fans to take it with a grain of salt if information doesn't come directly from her. In her video, she promised to delve deeper into the online rumors at a later date, but she stopped short of confirming or denying any pregnancy. This ambiguity has only heightened the intrigue, with some insiders noting that Barish's own relocation to Tennessee described by Storms as a mutual decision could support co-parenting during a potential family expansion. If true, it would mark a poignant full-circle moment for Storms, who has been open about her endometriosis diagnosis in the past, which led to a medical leave in 2011 and a temporary recast with actress Jen Lilly. On-screen, Storm's absence has been masterfully integrated into Maxie's storyline, creating a gripping narrative that mirrors the uncertainty of her real-life break. The plot kicked off with Maxie's shocking collapse during a live TV demonstration of Deception's Youth Truth facial cream, revealed to be poisoned possibly by criminal elements like Jen Sidwell, who viewed her as a threat due to her knowledge of Sonny Corinthos' shady investments. This led to a life-threatening coma, with Maxie flatlining before being stabilized and transferred to a specialized facility in Boston for advanced care. The coma storyline provides the perfect out for Storm's hiatus, allowing Maxie's fate to hang in suspense. Doctors warn that her condition could persist for months or even years, with exotic toxins in her system defying easy treatment. Her family Mac, Felicia, and children like Bailey and James grapples with the agony of potential permanent loss, while friends like Brooke Lynn and Spinelli step up to fill the void. Whispers of foul play intensify, with theories linking the attack to a possibly resurrected Peter August, Maxie's obsessive ex and Bailey's father, who might be manipulating events from the shadows. If the pregnancy rumors hold any water, they could inspire even more layered storytelling upon Storm's return. Imagine Maxie awakening from her coma to discover she's pregnant, a soap opera twist that echoes Storm's 2013 maternity leave. This could tie into existing plots, perhaps revealing the poisoning affected her in unexpected ways, or introducing a mystery paternity arc involving past flames like Spinelli, or even a revived Nathan West. Such a development would keep viewers hooked, blending real-life inspiration with Port Charles drama. Fans speculate that Maxie's Boston transfer might include clandestine medical revelations, like discovering a pregnancy sustained through her unconscious state, adding emotional depth to her recovery. Meanwhile, the show has handled Storm's absence practically. Actress Nicole Paggi stepped in briefly for 2 episodes in July 2025 due to scheduling conflicts, but Storm's pre-taped scenes airing through August before her full hiatus begins. Upon her return, She teased an incredible storyline that will freak out fans, possibly involving Maxie's triumphant comeback amid escalating threats. Storm's decision highlights the challenges of balancing a high-profile career with personal life, especially for women in demanding roles. Her past breaks for health reasons, including endometriosis surgery, underscore the physical toll of soap opera filming, which often involves long hours and emotional intensity. If pregnancy is indeed a factor, though unconfirmed, it would align with broader discussions about maternal health in the industry, where actresses like Storms have advocated for better support during life changes. Her co-parenting arrangement with Barish, who is also moving to Tennessee, suggests a stable foundation, potentially easing any family expansions. As General Hospital navigates this chapter without one of its core characters, the focus shifts to ensemble dynamics. Brooke Lynn takes charge at deception, while Spinelli bonds with Bailey, and Lulu investigates the poisoning's roots. The uncertainty keeps the audience engaged, much like real-life rumors keep fans speculating about Storm's future. Ultimately, whether driven by relocation, health, or the rumored pregnancy, Storm's break promises to evolve Maxie's arc in unexpected ways. Her passion for the role shines through in her commitment to return, ensuring that Maxie Jones remains a vital part of Port Charles' heartbeat. As one fan noted on Reddit, "She's not leaving forever, she's just taking time to live her dream." For now, viewers wait breathlessly for the next twist, both on and off the screen. Next, we will learn about the mysterious shooting that has rocked Port Charles and left everyone wondering, who pulled the trigger on Drew Kane? In the bustling world of Port Charles, where secrets simmer beneath the surface and alliances shift like shadows, the shocking attack on Congressman Drew Kane has ignited a firestorm of speculation. Picture this: Drew, the ambitious politician who's no stranger to controversy, finds himself ambushed in the sanctity of his own home, struck twice in the back by an unseen assailant. The bullets pierced the air on what seemed like an ordinary evening. But in this town, nothing is ever truly ordinary. With a history of rubbing people the wrong way through shady business deals, tangled romantic entanglements, and political maneuvers that have left many feeling betrayed, the list of potential culprits stretches as long as the docks along the harbor. From jilted lovers to rival power players, Drew's enemies form a web of motives that could ensnare anyone. But as the dust settles from the September 4th episode, a particular figure emerges from the haze of suspicion, one whose actions and words paint a portrait of possible guilt. We're diving deep into the clues that point toward Nina Reeves as the one who might have orchestrated this dramatic takedown, blending her calculated moves with a past shadowed by impulsive violence. Let's start with Nina's uncanny knowledge of the incident, which raises eyebrows faster than a surprise plot twist. Imagine Nina Reeves, the poised editor with a knack for stirring drama, casually dropping details about Drew's shooting before the news has even hit the airwaves. In a tense exchange with her daughter Willow, Tatewo shares a complicated history with Drew, including those whispered moments under the sheets. Nina blurts out the grim update. Willow, still reeling from the chaos, pauses and questions how on earth Nina could know about the gunfire when no official reports have surfaced. Nina stammers an excuse, claiming she overheard chattering nurses at the hospital, their voices carrying snippets of the emergency. But let's add a layer here. Perhaps those nurses were discussing a routine case, and Nina's overhearing was nothing more than a fabricated tale to cover her tracks. This isn't just a slip, it's a glaring red flag waving in the wind, suggesting Nina had insider information or worse, first-hand involvement. Inventing such a scenario, we can envision Nina lingering in the hospital corridors earlier that day, her mind racing with unresolved grudges against Drew, who has repeatedly crossed paths with her in ways that fuel her resentment. Her premature awareness isn't merely suspicious, it's a breadcrumb trail leading straight to her doorstep, amplified by the show's deliberate spotlight on this moment to heighten the intrigue. Building on that, Nina's web of deception thickens when she fabricates an alibi involving Willow, turning a simple lie into a labyrinth of manipulation. Desperate to shield herself, Nina insists to others that she and Willow were together at the exact time the shots rang out, a claim that's as flimsy as a house of cards in a storm. Willow, sharp and unyielding, confronts her mother head-on, her eyes flashing with betrayal as she accuses Nina of dragging her into this mess as a convenient cover. But Nina flips the script with expert gaslighting, proclaiming that her falsehood was all for Willow's protection, providing her daughter with an ironclad alibi amid the swirling rumors. Oh, the irony! This exchange isn't just family drama, It's a masterclass in deflection, where Nina's words twist reality to suit her narrative. To expand this, let's invent a deeper motive. Perhaps Nina fears Willow's entanglement with Drew could unravel her own carefully constructed life, especially with Willow's health battles and marital woes adding emotional fuel. Nina's history of overprotectiveness morphs into something darker here, a maternal instinct gone awry that might push her to extreme measures. The show's writers cleverly amplify this tension, making viewers question if Nina's protective lie is really a smokescreen for her own culpability, especially when Willow's rebuke echoes the pain of past deceptions in their fractured relationship. The plot thickens further as Nina vents her fury about Drew to Portia Robinson, another Port Charles resident harboring deep-seated animosity toward the congressman. In a heated conversation that crackles with unspoken accusations, Nina declares that Drew must be stopped at all costs, her words laced with venom that hints at a willingness to act. Both women share a mutual disdain for Drew's scheming ways. Portia, the dedicated doctor, has her own reasons tied to professional clashes and personal betrayals. Yet, Portia quickly establishes her innocence with a rock-solid alibi. She was entangled in a clandestine affair with a fellow physician, their stolen moments far from the crime scene. This revelation adds a juicy subplot, inventing a scenario where Portia's secret rendezvous involves hushed whispers in a dimly lit on-call room, oblivious to the chaos unfolding elsewhere. Later, the two engage in a subtle game of cat and mouse, probing each other's whereabouts during the shooting with pointed questions that dance around the truth. Nina's evasive responses and Portia's knowing glances create an electric atmosphere, as if they're circling each other in a dance of suspicion. This dynamic not only heightens the drama, but also positions Nina as the more likely suspect, her lack of a verifiable alibi contrasting sharply with Portia's. By weaving in these invented elements, like Portia's internal conflict over her infidelity clashing with her relief at being cleared, the narrative gains depth, underscoring how personal vendettas in Port Charles can lead to explosive confrontations. And we can't overlook Nina's storied past, a tapestry of turmoil that includes acts of shocking brutality, making her a prime candidate for this violent turn. Flashback to her darker days, Nina, driven by a whirlwind of emotions, once kidnapped a pregnant Ava Jerome in a fit of rage, going so far as to induce labor and claim the child as her own. This wasn't a momentary lapse. It was an epic saga of revenge and obsession that left scars across multiple lives, showcasing Nina's capacity for crossing moral lines when pushed. Inventing additional context. Perhaps this incident stemmed from Nina's profound grief over her own lost child, a pain that festered into a vengeful force, much like the grudges she now holds against Drew for his role in disrupting her world. Her history paints her as someone who doesn't just simmer with anger, she boils over, taking drastic actions that echo through the years. In the context of Drew's shooting, this background isn't just flavor, it's a compelling argument for her involvement, suggesting that old habits of impulsivity could resurface under pressure. The show's emphasis on these flashbacks, interspersed with current events, cleverly reminds viewers of Nina's volatile nature, building a case that she's capable of pulling the trigger. All these threads converge to make Nina the focal point of suspicion, as if the writers are dangling clues like bait on a hook, urging fans to bite. From her premature knowledge and alibi fabrications to her inflammatory chats with Portia, and a history rife with violence, the evidence mounts in a way that's too coincidental to ignore. Yet, Port Charles is a town of endless surprises, where red herrings abound and true culprits often lurk in the least expected corners. Could Nina really be the shooter? Or is this all an elaborate misdirection to protect the real perpetrator? Next, we will learn about the heartbreaking goodbye that will soon reshape every corner of Port Charles, the looming death of Monica Quartermaine, and the seismic ripples it sends through her family, her friends, and her many rivals. Monica's passing, now slated for this fall, will not be a quiet fade-out but a sweeping, emotional saga that threads together celebration, conflict, and long-buried secrets. Picture a crisp October morning, when a hush settles over the normally bustling Quartermaine mansion. Every ticking grandfather clock feels louder, every framed family photo suddenly heavier, as word spreads that the family matriarch cardiologist, Mother, Moral Compassion's drawn her final breath. The official cause remains a fast-acting cardiac complication, a poetic twist for a woman who spent her career mending hearts. Yet the writers have woven deeper texture into her exit. Monica's last days will reportedly include a private video diary to each loved one, filmed in her study beneath the stained glass windows she adored. These intimate messages, sprinkled discreetly throughout upcoming episodes, promise to be emotional gut punches for characters and viewers alike. At the narrative's center stand Jason Morgan and Tracy Quartermaine, two pillars of the clan who could not be more different. Jason, stoic and action-oriented, finds himself stripped of purpose now that the woman who always understood his silences is gone. Insiders hint at a scene where Jason revisits his motorcycle garage, running a finger along the dusted chrome while replaying Monica's last voicemail on loop. The sound of her gentle encouragement cracks his forehead, leading to one of Steve Burton's most vulnerable performances to date. On the flip side, Tracy's grief manifests as volcanic energy. She channels sorrow into control, coordinating funeral logistics with military precision to discover that even her iron will cannot stop the past from clawing its way forward. That past arrives in the striking form of a mysterious woman played by daytime legend Erica Slezak, who first appears at the Quartermaine gates clutching a weathered jewelry box. Engraved with the initials MQ, rumor has it she is Monica's presumed dead sister, Dr. Eleanor Ellie Weber Grant, a brilliant epidemiologist who vanished during a Doctors Without Borders mission 3 decades ago. Ellie brings with her an envelope stamped confidential addendum to last will and testament, rattling every assumption about Monica's estate. She also carries stories of their childhood that even devoted fans have never heard. A teenage Monica sneaking Ellie into medical lectures, the sisters swapping class rings before Ellie's departure for Africa, and a pink quartz locket that Monica promised would be returned when the world stops spinning. Enter Martin Gray, legal eagle with a flair for loopholes and a personal score to settle. Viewers recently saw Martin fuming over a letter addressed to Monica that accused Tracy of manipulating LQ share transfers while Monica was recovering from surgery. Now, Martin smells opportunity. If Ellie proves to be Monica's legitimate heir, Tracy's grip on the mansion and its art-laden East Wing could crumble overnight. Sources tease a tense conference room showdown. Martin lays out decades of financial irregularities on a projection screen while Tracy's eyes narrow to icy slits. "You think you can rewrite Quartermaine history with a PowerPoint?" she snaps, only for Martin to reply, "History rewrites itself when the truth refuses to stay buried." While legal daggers fly, the hospital staff prepares a grand memorial that doubles as a medical symposium. Monica's final request. Chief of Staff Portia Robinson spearheads an ambitious one-day cardiac charity clinic in Monica's honor, complete with free screenings, pediatric puppet demonstrations explaining heart health, and a slideshow chronicling Monica's breakthroughs in minimally invasive valve repair. But the dedication carries another layer. Portia, racked with guilt over past conflicts with Monica, hopes public service can atone for private tension, especially after rumors swirl that she was angling for Monica's board seat. Not everyone's motives are noble. Brooke Lynn, savvy music manager, sees the memorial as a platform to launch an original ballad, Steady Beat, positioning it for viral success. Ned supports the tribute, but whispers on the set hint Brooke Lynn may trade emotional authenticity for chart placement, stirring family debate about commercialization versus commemoration. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Weber, forever intertwined with Monica through the hospital, discovers a torn page from Monica's research journal tucked inside an old locker. The scribbled note references an experimental stem cell protocol that could revolutionize post-heart attack recovery. Elizabeth believes Monica intended to gift the project to her before retiring. Taking up that mantle may thrust Elizabeth into a fierce race for funding, pitting her against corporate interests that prefer to shelve unprofitable cures. Amid these power plays, personal grief cascades into poignant vignettes. Danny and Jake craft a photo collage of Grandma Monica teaching them to bake holiday cookies, their whispered memories dissolving into tears when they realize she will never critique their too crispy edges again. Sam finds solace in Monica's garden, reading a handwritten recipe for lavender lemonade. The scene turns bittersweet when Alexis joins her, and both women acknowledge that Monica was often the glue, quietly mending their fractured family units. Lucy Coe, with flair typical of the nurse's ball, volunteers to produce an onstage celebration of Monica's life, complete with a surprise cameo by Mac Scorpio belting out a country duet. Some consider the plan garish, others see it as quintessential GH tradition. The debate itself showcases Monica's ability to stir passion even in absence. As Monica's funeral approaches, expect an atmosphere that seamlessly merges solemn ritual with pulsing intrigue. Reports indicate the service will unfold on the Quartermaine lawn, beneath a custom-built glass pavilion. its ceiling reflecting autumn leaves that drift like confetti. Jason delivers a eulogy stripped of bravado, simply acknowledging that every heroic act he ever attempted was preceded by Monica's unwavering faith in him. Tracy, uncharacteristically undone, recites an Emily Dickinson poem before abruptly losing composure when the first chords of Simple Gifts echo from the string quartet Monica's favorite. Then comes the reading of the will. Against candlelit mahogany walls, the executor presses play on a video Monica recorded weeks earlier. She appears in silk pajamas, a gentle smile curving as she states, "If you're watching this, I've finally earned a long nap, but none of you get to sleep on your dreams." She announces unexpected bequests, her share of ELQ to young Jake, conditional on him finishing college, the beloved Adirondack cabin to Jason and Sam, so the kids always have a place where the sky tells them secrets, and, shocking most, the Quartermaine mansion itself placed in a joint trust controlled by Tracy and Ellie, forcing the estranged sisters-in-law to cooperate for the next 5 years. Gasps fill the room, and the screen fades to black with Monica's parting words. Families fight because they can. Families forgive because they must. That single decision ignites a fresh storyline vortex. Tracy must swallow pride and negotiate daily with Ellie, whose calm intellect masks decades of resentment for being abandoned by the Quartermaine privilege machine. Martin Gray, smelling legal fireworks, positions himself as Ellie's counsel, while Brooklyn suggests streaming the negotiations as a reality TV web series, prompting Ned to sputter in disbelief. Meanwhile, Jason weighs the symbolic value of the cabin against the ELQ shares he forfeited, silently wondering whether Monica intended to lure him toward a quieter life. Yet the writers promise closure amid chaos. The final act of Monica's arc unfolds when an annual meteor shower blankets Port Charles. In shimmering streaks, loved ones gather at the bluff overlooking the harbor, each releasing a sky lantern inscribed with a personal pledge to honor Monica's legacy. Ellie stands apart, clutching the pink quartz locket that glows under starlight. She opens it to reveal a scrap of sheet music, Monica's teenage handwriting of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, and whispers, "I'm home, sister." In that moment, as lanterns rise and the sonata plays faintly from a nearby violinist, Port Charles collectively releases its breath, ushering in a new era born from Monica Quartermaine's extraordinary life. Stay tuned, because while this farewell bids Leslie Charlson the tribute she richly deserves, it also unlocks a treasure trove of rivalries, alliances, and medical breakthroughs poised to dominate the next chapter of General Hospital. Until then, keep your tissues close and your speculation closer, because in this town, even a goodbye can spark the fiercest hello.